Well, good evening, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your financial market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Monday, the 11th of November, 2024. We're about 6:40 p.m. Central Time, and Veterans Day. Thank you, all the vets out there. Thank you for giving us a free country and keeping us the land of the brave and the free, of course. So I appreciate that, and I think all Americans do. All right. Pretty wild day. Another day where we're seeing more of the Trump picks coming in. Most of them are hardliners. Good choices. I think a lot of people are favorable to what it is. You know, you're going to see the Democratic Party try to figure out what do they do for the midterm elections. Yes, they'll turn their attention there instantly. There's, I think, 18 races remaining at the House, and in order for the Republican Party to pick up the majority, they need to win 4 of the 18. It certainly looks like that'll be the case, but in politics, nothing's done till it's done. Big break in gold today. I mean, overdone? Yeah, I think. Did they pull the plug on the gold? Yeah. The bulls ran at one time in mass. You can figure out why, but I think what they want to do is they want to risk on trade. They don't want to park their money there. They're not worried about inflation. They're not worried about any of that. The bulls decided, I'm going to plow into the stock market. Be cautious. Also, seeing Bitcoin go up. Now, for a while, gold was moving. Bitcoin didn't move at all. You've had a complete reversal in about a week, where the gold stalled out starting last Monday, a week ago, and Bitcoin began moving out and moving up to the upside, and that's where you're at right now. Excuse me there. In the dollar, it's been nonstop, and the question is the euro going to the 105 area here? That's what you'll hear many traders talking about, many analysts. If you look at the chart, it's a very big possibility. I wouldn't get too excited with bonds and notes until we get into Wednesday. Wednesday, we get CPI numbers, Thursday, PPI numbers, and they're going to be very, very important. On the energy market, it's just not a pretty picture. What it comes down to is Europe is still very weak. China is even weaker. The demand for energy is falling. The question is, when Trump gets in after the 20th, will he shut down Iranian exports like he tried before and pretty much succeeded at? I think that'll happen. But all that means is that OPEC can put back on the market what Iran isn't putting on. It doesn't increase demand. So that's going to be the biggest part. The other part that's probably, I think, from a world perspective, is Trump knows one of 3 words. Which one when it comes to energy? One word, 3 times. Drill, drill, drill. That's what he said. So guess what? That's what the market's going to look at. He also knows another word in his vocabulary, tariff, tariff, tariff. So that's scary to a lot of foreign economies, but he'll pick and choose. There's already talk that Canadian oil may not get tariffs on it. So he's going to pick and choose what he does, and we will see how that all comes about. Before I get into all this, we should look and just see what we have tomorrow, because today was Veterans Day. We didn't get government reports. You're going to get the National Federation of Independent Business tomorrow instead of today, and that comes out at 5 in the morning. Red Book Group will come out with their numbers at 7:55 tomorrow, and USDA grain inspection numbers will be tomorrow at 10 o'clock instead of the normal today, Monday. So that's the first thing. All right. When you look at the S&P, for the week, you're down 0.2% on a weekly basis. Okay. The market, for all the hoopla today in the S&P, really didn't get too far. Let me back off and just show you by the end of the day where it finished. It was up 6 points. That is not a super strong rally. The market had a high of 60.53. It finished well off that. About the middle of the range is the way to look at it on the day, with a slight gain. We can all see that gain, and you see it right through there. When you look at how the market's at on the swing line, this is what you call a vertical rise. This was the Trump rally. The market never looked back, and so far you have had 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 days in a row where every day you've made a higher high. And along the way, contract highs, all right? New highs for the move all the way through that. Eventually, you're going to see some profit taking. Yale Hirsch often said in his book, The Stock Trader's Almanac, if you've ever read that, and you should, strong Mondays often lead to a reversal on Tuesdays, so pay attention to those things. Once the market cleared the 18-day average of closes, it just ran up. No moving averages were resistance, as none of them are above the market. So what's logical to be a resistance point would be a Bollinger Band. And for 4 days in a row, the market has run it. That's strength, not weakness. So now we'll see what happens on the pullback. But until you embed, which you haven't done yet, where the blue and the red lines are going sideways over 80 for several days or more, tonight they're trying to get they're not there, both numbers over that, and it's not occurring. If it doesn't occur, the way you correct an overbought market is going sideways to lower. So we'll see if that's what steps in here. In the Nasdaq, it's the same story. So I'd be a bit cautious. And in the Nasdaq, as you can see today, this market closed actually lower by 13 points. It got up to 21,340, and it gave back 130 points of that almost. So that's pretty interesting. A big reversal day, a key reversal at the top. Trying to pick a top off of that, no. But the market is saying that the trade certainly stepped in and started taking money off against that band with a reversal, a key reversal day. Take out today's highs, it doesn't mean anything. Don't take them out. You might look back and say, that's where the market ran into its big resistance. You're still overbought in the Dow. It was the strongest. So when you step over the 30 shares here, the 30 companies here that make it up, they had the solid gain and held on to 300 points of a 0.68% gain on the day. Whereas when you come to the Russell, it was actually today another one to put on. Let me see if I can get it to move over here. That doesn't want to. Don't know why, but that might do it. Nope, let me get it right here. Now we're going to get it. There we go. Sometimes you got to hit it a couple of times. It had strong gains too. The strongest, up 1.5%. So this was your gainer. It's pulling back into the Bollinger Band. It too is overbought as can be. So you got to wait and see what it's going to do. And once again, a massive vertical price rise. A lot of people want into this. They think this is the place to be. So as gold was dumped as a safe haven today, and it most certainly fell on its butt, people were moving into higher risk on trades and stocks, the Russell and Bitcoin. All right, notes. Haven't done anything. Now, when you lost the bearish embedded reading, see, this is what's called embedded, locked in under 20. And when the red number closed over 21, it often means before you're going to take out the most recent low, you're going to make a run for the 18-day average. The longer it takes to happen, it means this market doesn't really have a bullish ability. And that's what you're doing. This began almost 4 or 5 days ago, and all you've done is meandered here. Why? It's probably waiting for CPI, PPI numbers, but the market seems to be acting like they're not going to be so weak as to make higher interest rates go away. Same thing taking place in the 5-year note, identical picture. In the dollar, back up to a new high for this whole move. So you're back up here. I keep hearing on financial TV, is the dollar going to parity with the euro? Well, it could, but the main support in the euro is going to be around 105 on the long-term charts. From there, the game really begins. You keep running the lower Bollinger Band. This is called a gorilla glue trade. It's when you latch onto that and you push it out and you keep riding it. And that's a very bearish situation. It's still at work. In the British pound, don't get too bearish here. Big support coming in now, 128.46 to 128.26, but I don't see anything bullish on the chart. The question is, it's oversold into major support. That's the point. Bitcoin, once we cleared the 70,000 level, and other traders, not me, said if it cleared there, it would be a vertical move. They were right. Right through here. I mean, that just soared to the upside. So I guess the next move is 100,000 for a coin. Can you believe that? Pretty interesting. When we come to the Brent, falling and falling hard. Saudi Arabia came out today and China exports for December to them will be down. So each time we're seeing things worse. What the Saudis probably want to see very badly is Trump get into office, put an embargo that he enforces on Iranian oil so that other OPEC members can make up the difference and the Trump administration goes back to strangling financially Iran. If Iran won't come to the table for some type of peace. And of course, we're the devil in disguise. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? When you look at WTI, you can see how the markets fought off here, the 100-day average in the upper band, and in 48 hours went into a state of collapse. So you went from roughly 73 to just here, all of a sudden the 68 mark. I mean, you talk fast, that's lightning bolt fast. Heating oil, no trend. You got this vertical move and you're marching back into there. I don't see anything there. I have been looking for a rally to develop here as the market's working off an oversold condition. You could come up into this area, but again, I'm looking for the bigger play on nat gas to be to the downside, not the upside, as we produce more and more. And if you go to the seasonal charts, even though it's going to be cold weather, natural gas prices normally fall because you're storing everything right now. A whole different way to look at it. I will discuss this and a heck of a lot more in the morning for you. You know, when you wake up, I want to be the guy that you go to and you say, hey, what is Ira thinking of the market? And how I do that is I record a futures video first at 6 in the morning. I cover 40 charts. The charts look just like that. I explain each day what the lines are, so I ingrain it in you. On our website, you'll be able to go and they'll look like that you click, and then all these graphs come on. And I'll cover daily and weekly charts. However, I will cover 40 individual markets. So you might get 50, 60 charts depending on how I want to make a point of something. On the weekend, I cover the weekly charts and then revert back to the daily every now and then. You're going to get specific entry, exit, objectives, where to go, how I view it. IraEpstein.com, the word research. You can just type that in as well, or you can move your cursor up here, give it a click. It'll take you to that area. Hope that you join us. I think you'll find these videos. All I need to do is present you with one good idea a day. Here's what I'm seeing. Here's what I think you shouldn't be doing. And if that makes sense, come on, then it's something worth looking at. And again, instead of just reading and looking at a graphic, let me show it to you as it's developing right there as I'm recording it in real time. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great evening.